So Atlas was directed by Brad Peyton, the man who brought you a couple of completely forgettable Dwayne Johnson action movies like San Andreas, Rampage. This is exclusive to Netflix. It stars Jennifer Lopez. It's an action science fiction type of movie, and this movie did not receive any sort of good marketing at all. But this is Netflix's big Memorial Day weekend release to compete with Garfield and Furiosa, which are in theaters right now, in addition to a bunch of other titles. Yeah, not a good sign. We follow Jennifer Lopez playing a brilliant data analyst. She's got a deep distrust of AI, but she finds it may be her only hope when a mission to capture a renegade robot terrorist played by Simu Liu goes awry. That's right, Simu Liu, Shang-Chi, is playing the villain here. And to be expected, I was looking on IMDb, I was looking on Rotten Tomatoes, and critics are absolutely slamming this thing. And I'm not going to say that it's not deserved. Atlas is 100% a really bad movie, but I wouldn't go as far as saying this is in my top 3 worst of the year right now. Netflix is really on a roll putting out these stinkers with this one, Unfrosted. We got, oh man, I haven't even watched Hitman yet. Do I even bother? But as far as positives go, conceptually speaking and visually speaking, there are some nifty ideas in here. I think the design team has a very expansive imagination, to be clear. And they're doing their best to capture this story in the most effective and emotional, gut-punching way. And you know what? I'll give the devil her props. Jennifer Lopez actually does do some solid acting work in this movie. She was just in another Netflix exclusive action thriller, I think last year or something like that. I thought she was really great in it. I think it's another good showcase of her acting chops. Simu Liu, I think, stole the show. I was laughing so much at his delivery. I wasn't getting enough of him. Just how this character is designed and how this character eventually meets his demise. I just found it all really funny. And Simu Liu, God bless his heart, he was throwing his soul into this. This man deserves all the accolades and then some. God, Shang-Chi 2 can't come soon enough for his career. And like, my goodness, there's so much talent in here. Sterling K. Brown, one of my favorite actors out there right now. He's so underappreciated. He's so damn good. But this script is the big problem here, and I'll get into why that is. It just gives him nothing to work with. And that is ultimately the biggest downfall of Atlas. Surprise, surprise, it's the writing. How can a movie with such an extraordinary and vast idea for world building have such an ordinary, plain script? And a cheesy script, no less. Like, this movie wishes it came out in the 1980s. Like, some of the one-liners at the end of these big, gigantic action sequences, which don't even look all that spectacular. I know Brad Peyton is a solid hand, at least, in showing us a disaster of an action movie. And he's really good at filming disaster scenes. And I just didn't realize that Atlas was going to be a literal disaster. Because for Christ's sake, the blueprint for this movie, you've seen it a million times before. The cheesy dialogue, like, you just can't help but groan at a lot of the jokes in here and their attempts at comedy. And don't even get me started on this one. This is a movie that's all centered around AI, and AI being the enemy here. But then you have characters who are trying to relay this message of AI and humans needing to come together for world peace. Those monologues were actually given to us by Lana Parrilla, who actually plays the evil queen / Regina on Once Upon a Time. Shout out to my girlfriend, by the way, who's making me binge Once Upon a Time right now. I'm really enjoying that show. But you have a really talented actress like Lana Parrilla just spew out all this nonsense, and I know it's not her fault. She's throwing her all into this material. Again, it's just giving her nothing to work with. And the reason why I say some of this dialogue is pure nonsense is because we just went through a much-needed actors' strike last year. And one of the big kickers as to why that strike was going on wasn't just because actors were getting treated unfairly on set and they weren't getting paid living wages. And it was a long overdue strike that needed to happen. But activity on the picket line only intensified when it was revealed that there were big projects that were putting out these intro sequences using all AI. Like, AI put the intro sequence to Secret Invasion together, and that show still rubs me the wrong way because of that. It's almost like this movie looked at the strike and learned nothing. So yeah, is Atlas a bad movie? Well, yeah, of course it is. Netflix's Memorial Day big action extravaganza doesn't get the publicity that it wants, probably because they know it's garbage. This is not a movie that I'm gonna remember watching tomorrow. This is one of those Netflix movies that you pop on in the background on Netflix because you see it's the #1 movie this weekend. And then when you want to go get something to eat, you realize you're bored from this movie and you just click, you turn it off. That is not the classification a big Memorial Day release should be getting. I'm going to give Atlas a D. I'd probably rather be reading a World Atlas than watching this. But folks, let me know what you thought of this movie. Did you happen to get a chance to check it out? Let me know down in the comments section. Because I love what I do here. I love discussing all new things in the cinematic world on the regular. If you stumbled upon this channel for the first time and you found some catharsis in this review, welcome. Do consider subscribing today. Tap on that thumbs up as well. It's a great community of geeks, film lovers, and entertainment lovers alike. Y'all are invited to join us. Guys, y'all are the best. Thank you so much again for tuning in. And with all that being said, Back Talk, commence.